Hi there, I'm Jason, and I run Blue Moon Forge. I've been planning on doing this video for a while now, and I'm finally getting around to it. I originally got into the idea of bladesmithing or blacksmithing while watching Alex Steele videos on YouTube, and then of course the Forged in Fire, everybody got involved in it then, and I watched a little bit of that. I've probably seen about half the episodes. They're pretty good. But it was really looking at stuff like what Kyle Royer does or Jesse Who. Some of the work that some of these guys do just blow me away. And then you get some of the great instructional videos that have really shown me that this is something that's achievable, that like Tyrell, he does an amazing amount of teaching. And Kyle Royer though, he's probably been my biggest online mentor. If you stick around and watch many of my videos, then you'll hear me talk about Knife Maker Plus. I can't recommend it enough. The videos are extremely well done, and the detail in which he goes, explaining how he does everything, it's just been amazing. So big kudos to Kyle and the entire Royer family. So when I originally wanted to do the YouTube thing, is because Kyle and several other makers have, they do these videos where they'll take a, like beginner equipment. They're these master bladesmiths, and they take all this beginner equipment and show what can be done with a little bit of patience and just even using the cheap tools. And so I thought, wouldn't it be fun to be the guy that's a beginner that goes into it showing what can be done by a beginner that has some patience and takes their time and uses really great equipment. So over the past couple of years, I built this shop and then started equipping it. And I mean, it helps that I've been self-employed for 30 years and have a pretty decent wood flooring business that helps me afford a lot of the tools that I have already. But I'm working on my 5th knife, and I have just way beyond what I probably should have in tools. In fact, when I first got started, everybody was saying, just get the basic stuff and don't worry about buying anything expensive, because a lot of people get into this and they realize how difficult it is and they just get right out of it, and then any money you've spent on tools, it just goes to waste, or you have to try to turn it over and sell it to somebody else. I knew going into it that this is the kind of thing that I'd really enjoy doing. So I'm very finicky and detail oriented. In installing wood floors all my life, I grew up in a family business. I started doing that when I was 12, and doing that all my life, the detail stuff is the stuff that I've always enjoyed the most. So I knew going into it that being really intricate and getting into that detail work was going to be something that would be right up my alley. So I finally did. I was actually going to start shooting videos as soon as I got everything and started getting started, but there was the learning curve of how to edit video, and so I started shooting a little bit of video, but I just didn't know how to do anything with that, and I kept wanting to play with the knife making because I had all these great tools, and I got impatient, so I started making knives. And like I said, I've gotten 4 done, but this was my very first, and I did a low count twist Damascus with a bog oak handle and just a little everyday carry, and I really enjoyed making it. It took me about, I don't know, a couple of weeks to get that put together. I see a lot of these guys that have these knives that they show, oh, it's my first knife, and it just looks like they banged on something with a rock. And I just thought, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna really do it right and take my time and have something worth showing, in my opinion. So that's the first one I did. So here's my second knife, and it was for the 48-hour dagger challenge, and it's a twist Damascus also. Actually, this one, it was two twists that I welded together, forge welded together. It was my first guard, my first spacer, my first pommel. But yeah, I just had fun with that and did the whole thing. I mean, I had made the Damascus already, but I did all the rest of it in that 48-hour period. And then it was Turkish twist is what I was trying to think of. And then my next knife, when I was making that Turkish twist, I went ahead and made a lot more This is a working knife that I use in the house, so some of the, it's starting to tarnish a little bit and get a little aged from use, cutting onions and whatnot, but I got the 4-layer Turkish twist and a fiddleback handle. So that was what I did next. And then last year for Christmas, I made my dad this basket weave pattern Damascus. So I'm working on my 5th knife right now, and so far all of them have been Damascus. I mean, I figure if I've got the forge press in here, I might as well go ahead and use it. So, but yeah, I've really enjoyed making some of these. I'm working on another one right now, which should be done before too much longer. It's not, the handles are just stuck on, they're not fixed on yet, but I've got most of the hand sanding done. I've still got to do just a little bit of refinement right here in the blade, and I've still got to epoxy the handles on after I etch, but I finally got an electrochemical etching machine, so I've started working on getting my my company name put in there, etched in there, but as I was putting it on there, my machine died, so I had to send it back. So right now I'm waiting on that to come back so I can re-etch that, and then I can finally finish that knife up. And I already have plans for what I'm going to do next, and it's going to be another really complex mosaic Damascus. So all in all, I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm probably not going to be very talky in my videos. I just like to shoot the video and edit everything together, but I thought I would come in here and introduce myself and tell you a little bit about myself and how I got started and what my plans are. I just want to make knives. I'm planning on focusing mostly on chef knives. I'll probably make a few, buoys and things like that here and there, but all in all, I just want to make fancy patterns and stuff that people go, whoa, you made that? So I've always been a person that was big into lots of hobbies. I have 1,000 hobbies. Everything. I mean, blacksmithing and bladesmithing down to knitting. Knit my own Doctor Who scarf, and cooking's probably my biggest passion. Gardening, beekeeping, soap making, sausage making, home brewing beer. What else? 3D printing. I'm ADHD and have a lot of things that I get passionate about for a while, and this is the one that I'm hoping will stick because I've spent far more on this than I have on all the others put together. And I'm 57 years old right now, and I'm shooting this in it was a few days after Christmas in 2025, and I figure I've got maybe 5 to 10 more years that I can do hardwood floors, assuming my back and my knees hold up. But at age 57, it's getting harder every day. So I figure I've got that much time to start getting good at making knives so that I can make that my retirement profession. And hopefully the YouTube thing works too. So wouldn't mind a few extra bucks a month from that, but who knows? Either way, it's fun to be part of the community. It's a fantastic community. The people are always so great, so friendly, so helpful. And I look forward to meeting some of you someday. Hope you enjoy the videos. Welcome to Blue Moon Forge. So here's the quick shop tour. Start off, of course, over here. Oh, hello. With the fire hydrant, safety first. We've got my 2x72 belts, a couple of grinders, well, a grinder and a polisher. Got my, this is my new awesome apron that my wife just got me for Christmas. Behind that's my VersaFlow mask. I've got my snowblower. I don't use that much in the knife making process, but I've got my Portaband that's on a swag table so that I can use it as a vertical bandsaw. Behind that is my welder and little welding station. I've got it set up for MIG and TIG is what I primarily use it for. And then of course the welding table. Over here's my main bench. I've got the Trojan Horse Forge knife vise. Got my nice TV up there so I can stream video while I'm hand sanding for hours on end. I've got my big blue toolbox, which is covered with crap right now because while getting ready to shoot this video, I wanted to clean up the shop and I just kind of threw a bunch of stuff up there. I've got the Ameribraid 2x72 And with that, I've got, when I've got that, I got the Mastery package. So I could get a lot of bells and whistles. Down here, I've got the Magnamatic dust collector, and that was originally developed for people that do lawnmower blade grinding, and I've just got it set up so that it collects a lot more dust. This down here is my surface grinder attachment for the Ameriblade. Back here, I've got my Bailey bandsaw, horizontal bandsaw. This is a drill press I got off of Facebook Marketplace that was just beat to heck. It was rusty, and I've decided to just go ahead and clean it up and paint it blue to match a lot of my other stuff. Got my leg vise. This is the Coal Iron Works 25-ton forge press, hydraulic press. My anvil is a mouse hole, 202 pound. It's about 200, I think it was made in, it was somewhere between 1820 and 1830 is when that one was made. And then back there I've got my torch setup. Lots and lots of tongs, which are out of place right now. This is my little metal stand, so I can keep track of what I have and how much of it. When I bought my press, I got lucky and ordered it just after they were done with blade shows, and so they had extra banners, so I managed to get one of those. Got a couple of 100-pound tanks for propane. I've got my forge, my forge here, propane forge 3. It's nice because I can shut those off. I usually run it with 1 or maybe 2, but when I start getting longer stuff, I can go ahead and turn that third one on and even open up the back door a little bit if need be. And last but not least is my quench tank. So, pretty happy with the setup. Went ahead and had 10-foot ceilings put in here, and that gives me plenty of room for air circulation and not worrying about hitting things. Plus I have my work truck that I like to be able to pull in here. Park in here every night, so anytime I'm out here doing any grinding or whatever, any forging, I definitely clean up every night because my wife doesn't want to have to walk through all the garbage, all the dust. So, but that's the general tour. Oh, back here on this, I've got my, this is set up for when I start engraving. It's the microscope setup, so I've got that ready to go when I'm ready to get to that point. Overall, I'm pretty happy with what I've got so far. The main things I still need that I want to get are a heat treat oven, a mill, and a lathe. Of course, I'm going to have to figure out where I can put that stuff. I've got a lot of stuff back in that corner, and a lot of the stuff on the shelves are for my work. I do hardwood floors, and so I've got a lot of stuff on there, and nothing hot gets near that. So